The engine of the 5th generation, if aviation develops, and it surely will develop, this engine seems to outlive everybody here. This engine represents the new generation of engines for training and combat training airplanes. It is stable within any regime of flight, any speed, any overloads, and any steep turns, as they say. We can call it the first Ukrainian turbojet engine with afterburner in the world. It is nothing like the former engines. Thus, Ukraine makes its world market entry with a product of the highest competitive ability. Currently, it is an engine of 5th generation. Many countries nowadays are still working and trying their best to create such an engine. In Ukraine, it has already been created. At the same time, the first Ukrainian turbojet engine with afterburner is equipped with the latest specimens of fuel aggregates, the newest automatic control system, and electronic digital governor control. Thereby, turbojet double-loop engine with afterburner AI-222-25F meets the highest demands to the light combat trainers' engines. But the most striking fact is that this highly complicated mechanism has been made within unprecedentedly short terms, and moreover mostly due to the manufacturer's zeal. Allow us to remind you that the engine was ordered by the Chinese. They laid down the highest demands and wanted to receive it as soon as possible. At the same time, China was ready to pay just for the end product, but not for the development cost. However, Zaporozhye Machine Building Design Bureau Ivchenko Progress and Motor Sich Engine Company have considered that it would be a significant prospect for both their enterprises and for the whole country, and they took an order. We were holding negotiations with a number of enterprises, our partners, and first they agreed even to make the controlling system for this engine, but in practice they charged the amount which no enterprise here could afford. So the project was almost on the point of wrecking. Kharkiv engineers undertook to produce associated development works and devices. Thanks to a professional friendship, some engineers have gotten together in the institute. We weighed up our potential and saw that this fraternity is able to create both an electronic control system and the aggregates necessary for the engine within short terms. In an informal creative atmosphere and in the cooperation of partner enterprises, their broad experience and ability to organize the effective work favored the prompt implementation of the project. Practically in half a year. The period of time for the accomplishment of this work starts from the moment when the axial line was marked at the first aggregates blueprints and ends with the engine testing. It took us half a year to create the mathematical model, plus a year and a half to construct the engine and all its aggregates. This is a world record to date. As a rule, it takes a minimum of 5 years to create such equipment, even in modern conditions. Meanwhile, all the enterprises that took part in the project were risking their money in a considerable way because nobody was paying for the project development works. We paid for the development with our own money, and that's why we're really thrifty. It was a venture, but in our work, ventures are justified. Well, the enterprises did take risks, but they understood why. At the present time, a number of aviation countries are taking an interest in this engine, and first of all, China. I'm sure we have a product to be manufactured for several decades, and for us it means first of all job creation and increase of our Ukrainian Aviation Enterprises Corporation. And for its creators, it is a step forward to the new projects. The previous engines with afterburner RD-33 and AL-31F were created in the Soviet Union in 1980 for such planes as MiG-29 and Su-27. Since then, nothing of its kind was produced in the territory of this former Soviet Union. And now the first one, AI-222-25F engine, has been created. It is the first of its kind also for Ukraine because it has been completely, from the developmental works to the production of the engine itself and its aggregates, created by Ukrainian enterprises. And we did it almost entirely by our own resources. The fact that we've created a completely new product allows Ukraine to be independent at the aircraft engines market and not to be tied to other competitors from Russia, Asian countries, and others. It's a wonderful result of creative zeal, the spirit of enterprise, enthusiasm, and ability to take chances, isn't it? And also the result of patriotism, to talk of which, for some reason, became out of rule recently in Ukraine.